My name is Alicia Beyer, and you're listening to Here's My Secret, a podcast about demystifying women religious. The student-sister pairings in this project are more or less random. We try to find commonalities and shared interests, but sometimes you just have to hope for the best. In this episode, I interviewed Rocky about her experience with this project. After their second meeting, Rocky discovered that she and her sister had a lot more in common than she originally thought. Over the course of the semester, these two women from very different backgrounds were able to grow a beautiful relationship that was one of both mentorship and friendship. Here's her story.
I kind of had this thought in my head when I started. I'm like, I'm going to come to school, go to class, and go home. Like, I kind of want to live a social life and have that separate from school. But at the same time, when I got to know her, I got to want to be on campus more and enjoyed being on campus more and the idea of that. So, I mean, she affected me in that way, as well as she was super encouraging in the idea of like, well, because I didn't really know like what extracurriculars I wanted to do or what direction I wanted to go with like my classes and stuff. And she was just super cool and sharing her experiences and her advice, and that helped too. I am Rocky Pierson. My full name is Roxanne Pierson, but I go by Rocky. I'm a first year this year, and I'm majoring in mathematics. Yeah, so I thought it was really funny. The first time I actually met my sister, I met her at a Saturday salon for the first years. I didn't know I was going to be working with her. And she was just a hoot, and I remember thinking, wow, she's really cool. And then I ended up being assigned to her, and she was just as cool when I got to know her. She used to be a teacher. She taught theology after teaching English for a while. She's super cool, very artistic person. Well, at first, I think the easiest way to classify it is it was a really good friendship. I would start with that. But also, she's kind of like a mentor at the same time, especially now that I'm just getting out of high school and starting in adulthood. She's kind of cool person to like come into your life and not only be your friend, but like kind of guide you through like, this is what I've done, this is what my experiences are, and kind of gives you advice kind of thing. But as well as she's just really cool and personal and your friend and wants to get along with you and get to know you as much as you want to get to know her. So I don't know, we had a lot of fun together. We laughed a lot, and yeah, we just had a lot of fun. I don't know. I know the second time I met her, I walked away from that going, wow, this is really, really cool. Because like the first time you meet somebody, it's kind of weird and awkward. And we did it at her house, so I just kind of showed up. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And we had we had a really long discussion. I asked her one question, and that was what her background was. And we talked about that for about an hour. But the second time we met, we got together again. She's like, I want to start by asking you questions. And so she asked me a bunch of questions, and that turned into a back and forth conversation. Then at that point, I'm like, it's no longer you ask a question, give me an answer, and we just keep going like that. It was let's have a conversation and let's be friends kind of thing. So that was really cool. I think it was definitely life-changing. I know I kind of changed perspective a lot, not only learning somebody else's life, like totally different lifestyle, and totally different beliefs, but they're also very, she and the sisters that I got to know through her are also very open people. And so I was exposed to a wide range of things, and I feel like that just kind of, I mean, I've always been open-minded, but I feel like I was exposed to a lot more than I had been in the past. And so I think it definitely changed my perspective, as well as I feel like, I don't know, just being able to get to know someone who, you're just kind of assigned to on a job, like getting to know someone on a personal level just kind of makes you want to be more open into, because I'm totally introverted, but to be more extroverted in that way. So I feel like not only does it open me to want to be more open to other people's perspectives and changing my perspective, but it also just makes me want to be more open in general. There's a difference between I have this idea and this is what I believe to I have this idea because of this. And I'm totally okay with everybody else's idea, but this is why I have mine, but I want to examine yours and understand yours and then incorporate that in mine or understand why mine is the way it is or whatever. So I feel like that's a big part of it. As well as there's so many things I wasn't aware of, I feel like, and that definitely changes your perspective in the sense that now that you're aware of this, that affects what you thought before, whether that changes or not, it still makes that bigger. So I feel like that was definitely something that impacted my perspective. So I think just walking away from this, it's been really cool, and I'm like super lucky to have gotten to know all these people. And that's definitely my favorite part of the project, was getting to know people.
You've been listening to Here's My Secret, a podcast sponsored by the Conrad and Hilton Foundation. I want to say a special thanks to Garrett Tiedemann and Alexa Harnagel for your help, and today's episode featured music by Silas Hite and Garrett Tiedemann. For more information about the Sister Story project and to see more from Rocky, check out our website at sisterstory.org.